Hello and welcome to the Faded Wildflower Crochet. My name is Rachel, and in today's video, I am going to be making my very first crocheted cardigan. That's right, I've been crocheting for over 14 years and I have never made a cardigan, a sweater, a vest, nothing. I have made hats and scarves, but that is as close to a wearable as I have ever gotten. If you know me, I mostly make amigurumi, but I've been really wanting to dip my toes in the water of making wearables. Actually, this is my second attempt at filming this video because I got all the way to the end of making a cocoon cardigan and went to seam it up, and I just didn't really like the way it fit. So I went to cut the seam in order to take it out. I cut in the wrong place and the entire thing unraveled. So this is my second attempt at making my first ever cardigan. So after that disaster happened, I asked on Threads for some advice of a pretty beginner friendly cardigan that would be really easy to adjust the sizing. And a lot of people were recommending the hexagon cardigan. I have been seeing this everywhere. And I have to admit that when something is really popular and trendy, it kind of makes me want to not do it. I'm a little bit of a contrarian in that way, but sometimes things are popular for a reason. So I thought I would try making a hexagon cardigan. It honestly sounds a little bit nice to have something to make while I'm waiting in the car line or when we're driving to go visit family over the holidays, just something to work on that's a little bit more on the mindless side than trying to make something like amigurumi where I'm having to do all of the details. So we're starting this today. I have no idea how long this is going to take me, but I'm going to take you guys along for the journey. So the yarn that I got for this sweater is this Karen Halo, what is it called? Colorama Halo. And it is this version that is pink in the middle and then kind of a turquoisey teal blue on the outside. I think the colorway is so beautiful. So I'm not sure when this is going to come out in the order of things, but as I'm filming this, I literally just finished filming the video where I tried out the Big Twist favorite faux fur, and that yarn shed everywhere. It is still in my eyeballs. And now looking at this yarn, I'm a little bit afraid that it's going to shed too. So we will see. I may have made a huge mistake. I hope not, because I got 4 skeins of this. So there are a lot of different versions of this. I have seen video tutorials, I've seen paid patterns. I'm just going to be using a free pattern from a blog because if you know me, you know I prefer a written pattern over a video tutorial. But the problem is I don't really like these sleeves as much on the one that I was looking at. So I probably will have to end up watching a video tutorial on how to do the ribbing, because I like some other ones that I've seen a little bit better, but we'll get to that later. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and get started on the crocheting. I'm really excited. Okay, so this is how far I've gotten, not too far yet. And I have to be honest, this is exactly what the doctor ordered. Thank you to everyone for recommending the hexagon cardigan because, oh my goodness, this is just so relaxing to me. So like I said, I am mainly an amigurumi girl, but I do make blankets occasionally. I make blankets for all of my nieces and nephews. And my go-to pattern is just basically a giant granny square because I love that you're just doing the same thing over and over again. And that is what this is too. You're just doing the same thing over and over again until it gets big enough. And then you fold it. Wait, let me figure this out. Why am I not doing this right? Oh, there we go. Then you fold it. In case you don't know what a hexagon cardigan is, I'm explaining it, but I feel like probably most of you know what a hexagon cardigan is, but you do fold it like this, and then one part becomes the arm, and this becomes like the length of the cardigan. And so we're just going to keep repeating this on one side, and then we'll start on the other side. So this will be like the armpit area, I guess. I don't know. I'm really loving this. It's just something to do with my hands. I don't have to think about it. Like I said, I can just like throw this in the car, work on this on the go. I'm loving it. This yarn is really, really nice to work with. It is soft. I like the texture of it. I am just going to keep vibing with this. I'm about to go pick up my daughter from school. I'll crochet in the car line, but I'm having a good time, you guys. I'm having a really good time. Okay, I finished the first panel. As you can see there, I have not sewed it yet. It is just stitch markers together there on the sleeve. But I finished one whole skein of this yarn, and then I had to open up a second one. I was literally like 20 stitches away from finishing the round, but I had to open up the second skein. But I did buy 4 skeins of this, so I should be fine there. But I am loving the way it looks. This yarn is so easy to work with, and this is really working up so much faster than I thought. I started this Thursday afternoon. It is now Tuesday morning, and I really just worked on this kind of in little bits of time where I could find them, which is why I haven't really been able to check in too much because I was working on it over the weekend and my kids were home and my husband and kids had the day off yesterday for Veterans Day. And so I've really just been working on this here and there, and I did not expect it to go this quickly. I think it helps that this yarn is a bulky weight, but it doesn't feel bulky, if that makes sense. Like, it still feels really nice and airy, I think, just because of the nature of the pattern itself. I'm loving everything about this right now. I'm actually kind of mad at myself for not trying this sooner because I just saw it everywhere. And I'm like, is anyone else like this, where you see something and it's trendy and it's popular and you're like, automatically, I don't want to try that because everybody else is doing it? I'm this way. But sometimes there's just a reason why something's popular. This is definitely so easy. I do have to still make the second panel and then sew it together. And then I am going to cuff the sleeve, so it'll end up being kind of a balloon sleeve type of look. So I'm excited about that. I actually kind of fear that this may become like a hyper fixation pattern, and I already want to make it again, even though I'm not done with this one. But both of my daughters have already said that they want one, and so I might be making some for them as well. But it is just so fun, so easy, and so beautiful, right? So I really need to go pick up an order from Joann, and my Joann is right next to the big park in town. So I think I'm gonna go pick up my order, go do a nice little walk around the park, and then sit down and start working on the second panel of this sweater. And I think I'm gonna take you with me. So let's go do that. Okay, it has been almost a week, but I finished both of the panels. It honestly only took me that long because when I was working on the second panel, I accidentally pulled the cake apart when I was moving my project to the other room, and the yarn just got all tangled up, and it took forever to detangle it. Oh my gosh. It literally took me until 1 in the morning the other night. I just stayed up detangling the yarn, and it wasn't even that much left. It was like a small little ball left. I hate when that happens, but I did it. I finished both panels. So now all I need to do is sew the top of it together, and then I have to sew both of the panels together in the back. And then we are going to have to decide if I'm going to add some sort of border all the way around. I feel like I probably am going to end up doing that. And then I am definitely going to add cuffs to the ends of the sleeves. And then I don't know if I'm going to end up adding a cuff, or is that what you call that? A cuff at the bottom of the sweater? Why am I not able to think of that word? Is the word cuff? I know it's cuffs at the end of sleeves, but is it cuffs at the end of... You guys can tell that I'm new to making garments, right? Anyways, first we do need to do the sewing, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so so here we are. The shirt does definitely not go with the sweater, and I put my hair up so you can see it a little bit better, but it's looking good. I really like it. I definitely want to add cuffs to the sleeves here. And then I think I might also add cuffs to the bottom as well and just do the same thing. So a cuff here, a cuff there, kind of in the same length. I think that'll look really cute, and it will also add just like a little bit of length. I mean, I could have made the hexagons a little bit bigger if I wanted it to be longer, but then the sleeves would start getting really long, and I don't want the sleeves to be too long. I am a short girl and I have really short arms, and so every sweater that I've ever bought, the sleeves end up being really long, which I feel like some people do on purpose. I've heard people say that they will buy their sweaters oversized on purpose so that the sleeves can be long because they think it looks cute. And I'm like, to me, that's just annoying. I definitely do know that I want to add like quite a long chunk of cuff to the sleeves. I just think that that's a cute look. And I think I'm going to add it to the bottom as well. I'm not sure. I definitely know that I want to add it on the sleeves, so I think I'm going to go ahead and add that. I thought about doing a border all the way around, like starting around at the neck and going all the way around. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to go back and forth along the bottom edge if I do end up adding a cuff, which I think I'm going to. But I definitely know that I want to do the sleeves, so let's just go ahead and start there. The only thing is I have to decide what color I want to do. So I have this much of one skein and then a whole skein I haven't even opened yet. So I have plenty of yarn, but I need to decide if I want the bottoms of the sleeves to be like just continue on with this blue, or if I want to go back to the pink. I could do the cuffs of the sleeves in the blue and then do the bottom of the sweater in the pink. I actually think that would be really cute. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and start on the cuffs. I'm probably not going to finish today. I did get a late start today because I had to take my kids to the dentist. So I probably will work on this a little bit today and then finish it up tomorrow. And I'm so excited to have this done. This is actually also really warm now that I have this on. I wasn't expecting it to be as warm as it is, but it's quite toasty. So let's go do the cuffs, and then I will check in with you guys probably tomorrow. Okay guys, today is the day we are going to finish this sweater. I've actually really been enjoying working on the sweater for the most part, but it's just come to that point in the project where I'm like, okay, let's get it done. So we are doing it today. We're going to finish it today. So I did finish both of the cuffs on the arms yesterday. I think they look really good. I did have to do some decreases around and then do the ribbing section. And in retrospect, I probably could have made the ribbing a little bit wider, kind of more like this, but I wanted it to cinch nicely on the wrist and be the right length. You can see that this is how sweaters usually fit me, and this is rolled up. So this is how sweaters usually fit me. And I really wanted something that was going to actually fit my arm properly. So I really do like it. I have tried it on. I like the way it looks. I'm not quite used to such a balloony sleeve like this, but I actually really, really like it. So the only thing we have left is to finish the ribbing. I guess that's what you call it, right? Ribbing here on the bottom of the sweater. And this is taking so much longer than I expected. I've never made a sweater before, so I've never made ribbing before. And I've heard people talk about how long it takes, but it really does take a very long time. And I have this much done, and I still have this much to go. But we are going to finish it today. But I think it's going to be worth it, even though it's taking a while. I think the ribbing on the bottom really makes it look so good. So we are going to finish that up, weave in some ends, and then the sweater is going to be done. And I am so excited to see how it looks all finished up. So let's get to crocheting this ribbing. Okay, my first ever crocheted cardigan is done, and I am so happy with how this turned out. Is it perfect? No, but do I love it and will I wear it? Absolutely yes. I learned a lot from this project. Again, I've never made myself a garment before. This is the very first one. I had only ever done ribbing on the bottom of like a crocheted hat, but I'd never done it for sleeves and for the bottom ribbing before. So that was all new to me. And the pattern that I worked from did not have that included. They just had the sleeves really wide and they just did a border around. But I knew that I liked the look of ribbing and I just kind of figured it out as I went. But in retrospect, I do kind of wish I made the cuffs on the sleeves a little bit smaller. And then I wish I would have made the ribbing on the bottom a little bit tighter. But I mean, you live and learn, and it's not enough that I feel like I want to redo it or anything like that. I still like the way it looks. I like the way it feels. I also probably could have done maybe one more row of the cardigan to make the sleeves a little bit longer. But like I said, I didn't want the sleeves to be too long. I keep feeling like I'm missing something though, because I am used to my sleeves being so long. But when I look at it, I'm like, I actually really like it. So another thing that I would consider changing if I were to do this again in the future is I did see some patterns out there calling for some decreases on just the sleeve portion so that it's not this balloon sleeve look, it's more of a tapered look. I purposely decided not to go with that option because it sounded like a little bit more for me to have to remember to do the decreases every time. Whereas with these, you just literally just keep going. It's the perfect project to work on when you're watching TV or in the car. And so I decided to just go with this option and go for the more balloon sleeve, even though it's not typically my style. But in the end, I do like the way that it looks. But in the future, I may try that other way just to give the sleeves a little bit more of a tapered look. Another thing that I just didn't think about is that because this is a color changing yarn and it looks absolutely perfect for the panels, I think, but the ribbing at the bottom, it starts out with a darker pink and then gradually as you go to the other side, it is a slightly lighter pink. It's not too noticeable, but it's just something that I didn't really think about when I started out. So if I were to do this again, I may continue to use the color changing for the panels, but then use a solid color for the cuffs and the ribbing. Now, as far as the yarn goes, I actually really, really like it. This is called perfect phasing, and I would say that that is accurate. Some color changing yarns don't gradually change as nicely as I would like. This is perfect. Now, this pattern does call for you to go around and then like back around again. So some of the phasing doesn't look as good, but if you were to do a pattern where it's back and forth in rows, this would be absolutely perfect for that because it really is just like a nice ombre effect. But this yarn was easy to work with. I was worried about it shedding, but it did not shed at all as I was working with it. And it's not shedding at all either on my clothes now, so that's great. I don't know how this is going to hold up in the wash. If you have worked with this yarn before, let me know. My husband was like, I'm a little bit worried that that's gonna like fall apart in the wash. And I'm like, oh, I'm not really sure. Should I hand wash it? I'm not sure. But if you have experience with that, let me know. So I didn't wash this obviously yet, and I didn't block it. I did use my steamer just to steam the bottom ribbing because it was curling just a little bit just on one side, and that worked perfectly. So I hope that this washes well, but again, if you've worked with this, please let me know. I did end up using 2 full skeins of this yarn and then a little bit of a third skein. So I have one skein that is completely unopened, and I have some plans for that skein of yarn, so please stay tuned for that one. As far as the hexagon pattern goes, I would definitely recommend it. There are so many variations out there. There are video tutorials. I got this one, like I said, just on a blog for free. There are paid versions that have more details. I've seen some with pockets. I've seen all different kinds. I would definitely recommend it because I love how customizable it is. Like I said, I did hesitate in the beginning because I was like, well, everybody's making a hexagon cardigan. I don't want to make one. But I'm really, really happy that I did because I feel like it was the perfect first sweater project. So if you're looking for one, if you're an amigurumi person like me and you're looking to get into sweaters, I cannot recommend this pattern enough. I'm overall just really, really happy with how this turned out. I'm really happy to say that I have made myself a cardigan. I've made myself my very first garment. It's just so exciting. I was so discouraged when I made my first cardigan and it just didn't turn out how I wanted. And then I ended up ruining it. I was like, maybe I should just give up. Maybe I should just stick to what I know, just stick to making amigurumi. But I'm happy that I pushed through. I'm happy that I took y'all's advice and made a hexagon cardigan because I'm just so happy with how this turned out. And now I'm going to have to make hexagon cardigans for both of my daughters because they both love this. My older daughter is already making plans to steal this sweater. She is almost the same height as me. She's 11. I don't want to talk about it, but I will make her own version for Christmas so she doesn't have to steal it. You'll have to let me know what you thought about today's video. I know it's a little bit different than normal, but I hope you guys liked it. And if you want to see me make more garments in the future, let me know. I feel like this was dipping my toes in the water and I might just have to keep going. I might just have to dive into the deep end next time and do something a bit more complicated. So let me know if you would like to see that. And as always, if you made it to this part of the video, I wanna know, what were you working on as you watched today's video? If you did like today's video, be sure to hit the like button. You can subscribe, stick around, let me know what other kind of videos you wanna see next. You can follow me on Instagram, check out my Etsy shop. You can join my Patreon where I post bonus videos as well as an exclusive pattern once a month. And thank you again for watching. I'll see you next time.